Hello, my name is Debbie Jacobs, and I wanted to do a video really to kind of put out there that there is someone who is currently trying to help people living with mental illness accomplish their freedom and happiness. It's possible, it's an option for us all. And just a little bit about me. My name is Debbie Jacobs. I grew up in New York, in New Rochelle, a nice area. And my father raised me and my four siblings. And my dad's unhealed pain became my my pain, my childhood pain. And I ended up with depression, anxiety, and bipolar for life. I actually lived most of my adult life struggling through the battle of mental illness, living in the darkness of mental illness, going to therapy, on medication, struggling with relationships, issues at work, in dating, our our quote unquote mental illness shows up in all areas of our life. Socially, every time I went out, I would feel bad about myself. I would feel insecure. I'd feel, awkward and with low confidence. That's a result of my upbringing, not my mental illness. And basically, I went through a very difficult period. Like even like living with depression, anxiety, and bipolar is hard enough, but then things got really rocky, and I said, you know what? Therapy isn't helping me. It's not giving me the guidance, the relief of the pain that I'm in, the support, the encouragement, the optimism. I was so angry in therapy, not getting my needs, getting yelled at in group, like I did like DBT, but I found the staff like so cold and like just not professional, not nurturing as they needed to be working with people in hurt, in my opinion. And I basically had a chance experience. I was so deep in my pain that I wanted to try hypnosis to help with my negative thoughts. And I met a hypnotist, and we spoke. I felt understood. I felt optimistic. I didn't feel angry. I felt like things were going to be okay, like that things will get better. I didn't experience that in therapy. So I looked, no, I didn't look back on therapy at all. I immediately started working with her, and we were working on real, like real problems to address, problems that I was creating in my life. In therapy, I lived with my problems. In healing, you start solving them. Amazing. And I started experiencing results immediately, and I worked with life coaches, and this just opened up a whole, it just opened up a whole new path for me, a path that I wanted to explore, and I'll tell you that it was even my life coach who said, "You're not bipolar. I know people who are bipolar. You're not bipolar." And I was like, really? Is that possible? That little, possibility created amazing results. A seed was planted. And I said, let me see how far I can go with this. And let me tell you something. When you say, let me see what is the best that I can do, let me prove to myself that I can do it, and when over the course of my healing, I learned that there was greatness in me. Really? Greatness in me? I said, all right, let's see this greatness, And let me tell you something. It takes greatness to accomplish healing. Healing is very hard. But by the process of healing, you accomplish greatness and freedom and happiness. And it was a very challenging process. Very challenging. Um, it was really, growth is painful. It is way, way painful. But you know what I started to realize that that's the way to freedom of pain. It's like it's kind of like, taking out an arrow. You have an arrow in your heart. You have this arrow, it's in your heart and it's causing you pain. Taking it out is going to be really painful, you know? But once you take it out, then the spot can heal and you're pain free for life. That's true. That's really true. And let me tell you something. We, in our pain, in our mental illness, have a lot of arrows that we need to get out. But with each arrow that we get out, we feel better. We heal. We're less wounded. And this is the path that I can help people with because I've already, I'm the person who chartered it. I, went into foreign territory and I said, how the hell can I, in the darkness, I said, how can I create, happiness and end up in the light? And I did. So now I know the way. And I can help you and I can help family members and I can, and it's so important to learn positive thoughts, positive effective coping skills, and positive and healthy self esteem, right? You don't have positive thoughts and healthy self esteem in mental illness because mental illness doesn't exist in positive thoughts and healthy self esteem. So your healing not only increases your own happiness and quality of the life, but it helps your bloodline because now you're not passing down negative thoughts, negative, ineffective coping skills, and low self esteem, which is the basis for mental illness. You don't want to pass down hurt, you want to pass down positivity and love, And let me tell you something, you're never ever going to figure it out on your own. I don't think so. I mean, I wasn't really looking to, I don't know what I was looking to accomplish. I was looking to accomplish making positive change in my life. And it took me 5 years, and I spent $300,000. Yeah, that's the money that I had from my dad's inheritance. Um, and I, um, I accomplished results, and I created an app that reprograms the subconscious mind, which I believe you need to accomplish positive thinking. I couldn't do it without it. I mean, it certainly is the fastest way to accomplish positive thinking, I believe. But then it's like, back to like living your life, your happiness, your freedom. It's possible for all of us. And you know what? Let me tell you something. The healing process is the process of being wrong. We have to say, hey, you know what? We were not, everything that we were taught doesn't serve us. It doesn't serve us to get angry. It doesn't serve us to be fearful. It doesn't serve us to be insecure. It doesn't serve us to have abandonment issues or an inferiority complex. It doesn't serve us to have low self esteem. We got to make positive change to increase the quality of our life and our relationships and our effectiveness, at work and all these great benefits of healing. And the health benefits are amazing. Not having negative energy running through your body, negative thoughts perpetuate negative energy. Negative energy corrodes, organs and creates disease and ailments, Positive energy, much better. And it's not only just like the positive energy, but then it's also knowing how to manage your thoughts so that you don't create with your own thinking, disease and ailments and stress, So I really want to work with people to create their own freedom and happiness. It's a very difficult process, the healing process. But the results are the absolute most amazing results that you probably could ever, hope to even accomplish. And now it's an option. It's an option for you. Happiness is an option for you. It's an option for us all. This is not, this is my healed self, not my ego self. My ego self was depression, anxiety, and bipolar. And, people used to say to me, they used to say, geez, why do you always look angry? Why don't you ever smile? I had like really just anger, like, I had negative energy in my expressions, you know? I mean, and now it's like I'm my authentic self and my energy is positive. I mean, people tell me I love your energy. I'm like, really? Like that's so crazy to me. That is a sign of my accomplishment. I mean, clearly it's reflected in my mind is the sign of my accomplishment because I have total peace of mind, clarity, calmness, no rumination, no clutter, presence, no internal chatter, no negative thoughts, no thoughts that put me down, no worst case scenario thinking, no worry. My mind is like amazing, amazing, never fails me. And I want to teach this to people because I can teach this to people. Because when you accomplish it, you can teach it. And then if you learn it, you can teach it. And we can help each other get out of our mental illness so we can live with happiness, freedom, and greatness, and change the world. Let me tell you something. We live in an ego world, a world of negative thinkers. It's all around. It's not the way that it's supposed to be. And we need to change it. We need to change the world to positive thinkers and then, live our life that way. It's kind of like by changing our thoughts from negative thinking to positive thinking. It's like you want to get out of the negative thinking. Negative thinking is like poison. It's from our hurt. And then you get into the positive thinking, the way that you were meant to be, which is your beautiful, authentic self, accomplished through healing your wounds, through getting rid of your flaws so you're flawless and there's nothing wrong with you. Now, there's a lot of things that are wrong with you. A lot. It's not your fault. But you know what? You can be the solution. You can say, hey, you know what? I want to make positive change. It's not easy and you have to listen. If I'm, trying to change your thought, you have to say, okay, instead of saying, oh no, that's my thought and that's what I mean. That's ego. We got to get out of the ego. You got to be wrong so you can have positive thoughts, healthy self esteem, and positive, effective coping skills. And positive, effective coping skills are great. They're great. They make everything better. Not negative, ineffective coping skills like anger, fear, worry. That makes things worse. How is anger helping me? Uncontrolled anger, too. And acting, saying mean things and getting upset. I'm creating that. I don't want to create that. I want to create effective coping skills to help me in situations because anger is not helping me in situations. It's creating fight, upset, and unhappiness. You know what helps me instead of getting angry? To express my needs, to not get mad, to be understanding, to not take things personal. Much better. I don't have to get in a fight with someone. I don't have to have my feelings hurt. I don't have to hurt somebody's feelings. I can stay, in my happiness and not be upset. Like anger makes me upset. I hated my anger. I hated it. I was really in my pain, and I had really negative thoughts and a lot of anger. It's kind of like having like a thorn in your side. Yeah, you're in so much pain, but then when you take the thorn out, it's like, you feel better. And me getting rid of my negative thoughts and getting rid of my anger made me better, made me my authentic self. I mean, I had to get rid of a lot more than anger. I had to get rid of all the negative, ineffective coping skills, but I did. because our negative ineffective coping skills stem from our hurt and they're not our authentic self. So let me tell you something. In your healing, I already know. I know the authentic self. I know the ego self, and you just have to be, uh, you know, you just have to be open to the experience. Go through the process. You know, if you have to take on your anger, and you do, take on your anger. Don't say no. I'm going to keep getting angry. You got to stop getting angry, and you got to start taking on your anger. That's how you have success and results. And then when we're done with anger, we got to do your anxiety. You got to stop getting anxiety, and learn to take on your anxiety until you don't have it anymore. Until you don't have anger anymore, until you don't have fear anymore, until you don't have worry anymore, until you don't have guilt anymore, until you don't have shame anymore. And then you learn what to do in place. Instead of worrying, just strategically think about how you can help the situation. Not worry about all the things that can go wrong, but think strategically about what you need to do to make things go right. Now you've replaced a negative, ineffective coping skill, worry, with an effective, positive coping skill, strategizing. And we go through all of the negative to replace with effective positive. And you know what happens when you replace with effective positive? Your happiness increases. You feel good about yourself. You build confidence. You build self-esteem. You know, you awaken your beautiful, authentic self. So you're in good hands if you want to, work with someone who can, help you create your happiness in this lifetime. I'm the only one, that created this. This is my own process that I went that I created, or I went through, because I wanted to create my own happiness. I wanted to create love in my life. I wanted to be free. I was really unhappy. So I didn't get any of this stuff from therapy at all. I got it from healing, self improvement, mastery of mind, learning to master my mind, and learning effective behaviors. We don't have effective behaviors. We don't. That's why and we don't have effective thinking either. Negative thinking is not effective thinking, So, all right. My name is Debbie Jacobs, and I would be happy to help anyone work on their healing and happiness. We only have one life to live, and any day that is spent unhappy could be spent happy. But you gotta accomplish it. You can't stay in the unhappiness. You have to know how to get out of the unhappiness, and that's healing. All right, my name is Debbie Jacobs. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.